Hi, I'm Tony Fleming, and this is Fleming's Ultimate Garage. Hey, what a great day to do a video, and what a great car to do one with. 66 Corvette Roadster, almost to the end of the line of these body style cars. You know, 67 being the last year of this iconic body, and I have to tell you that these ones here, the 66 and 67s, are really going up in value quickly. So I throw it out there. If you're in the market, or maybe you're thinking about something cool, get one before they get to be really, really expensive. Keep in mind, man, these are pieces of art. If you own a piece of art or something like that, you watch it appreciate year in, year out. Because why? Because they don't make it anymore, right? Because it has style. Although today's modern cars are spectacular, and they are beautiful, and they are wonderful, and they do things way better than we ever thought they could. When you ride down the road in this car right here, everyone, I don't care what car they're driving, looks and goes, wow, that is cool. Even if they don't know what the word cool means, it looks really cool. So this car here in particular, because it's matching numbers, because it's very original, plus I'm going to show you a few things about it which makes it a little bit nicer than maybe some of the other ones you're looking for. I'll show you a couple tips just in case you didn't know them on how to buy a Corvette maybe the right way. So let's come on up here for a second. All right. This is Ermine white paint, Ermine white with the white there. Doesn't really show so well, so if we could zoom in a little bit, I just want you to see how really nice that is. Okay, and then we can also look at the blue here so you can see how nice that is as well. See how you can read virtually every word in there? You want that. You also want this to be clear coated over the whole car. You want the car prepped properly, so the primer's put on, then you want it painted, you want that wet sanded, then you want it striped, then you want that wet sanded, then you want the whole car cleared. And the reason you want that cleared is so that you can't feel the stripes. As you wash the car over time, these stripes will start to tear if they're not clear coated ahead of time. And it looks really, really ugly. That's why I talk about it all the time, all right? In the restoration of this car here, now keep in mind, this car is beautifully restored and it is matching numbers, but it also has a couple nice things about it that make it virgin, and that's important. You know, most every car somewhere along the line in the last 50 years has had a fender bender. Say whatever you want, everybody says their car has 12,000 original miles or 30,000 original miles. I don't normally believe that unless I have documentation to prove everything. And everybody's had a fender bender where it's been replaced or whatever, and I'm not really worried about a fender. But Corvettes is different. Corvettes don't really have a fender. What they have is a front clip, and this is all one piece, right? So when most cars have an accident, they typically have one in the front section right here, and so this piece has to be sectioned in, and then what happens is, inside here, you get gloppy a repair. And this right here is a beautiful feeling repair, so it has indications that it's never been an accident. The other side feels exactly the same way, and you should be checking cars. If you feel inside here like this big piece of fiberglass glopped in there, that's typically the repair that's done inside. Most people also don't know that these cars have four-wheel disc brakes, and they have a four-wheel fully independent suspension. So they were really modern against the Ferraris, Jaguars, and things of their time, and that's why they drive and ride so well, all right? So in this case here, we have the knockoff wheels, which, you know what, take these cars to a whole nother level. Be careful shopping for cars. This car here might be a little more than some of the other cars you're looking at, but keep in mind, let's talk about a couple of things that are expensive. Set of knockoff wheels and tires, $2,500, $2,500, right? Take the car from a standard 300 horsepower, there's lots of those, to the 350 horsepower, you can add another $10,000, right? Because it's a lot different and there's fewer of them. This car is matching numbers as well, so it makes it even more valuable. This car has side pipes on it, okay? Side pipes. And it just sounds wonderful. It's got the covers on it so you don't burn your leg. Let's keep walking around. I want you to kind of see the fit and finish of everything and how well assembled this car is. The blue Stinger hood, although incorrect, and we can put the stock hood on it for you if you wanted to, all right? And that's easy for us to do. Just looks really nice on this car. So that's up to you. If you don't really love it, we can take it off. If you like it, whatever it is, we'll leave it the way it is, all right? So all the new chrome and stainless, and like check this out right here. Gas cap is nice and centered like it's supposed to be. All right, Corvette call out, and quite honestly, you could take this emblem off and everyone in the entire free world would know what this is going down the road. They don't need it to say Corvette, but it is a Corvette. All right, walk around a little bit more, little stuff like this, like look how easy the door is to open. Well, what's the big deal about that, Tone? Well, remember, it's a convertible. Convertibles tend to not have the roof there, so some older convertibles can bow over time. This door is difficult to open and close. This car is restored properly, so it's just beautifully done. Emblems, grille, all that good stuff. Looks really, really nice. All right, so check this out here. All right, this is what you want to be looking for in a restoration, all right? So the original style intake manifold, this is the matching numbers engine. This has the ignition shielding on it like it's supposed to, the correct valve covers, the 350 horsepower callouts on the side, all right? Believe it or not, this is the correct style air cleaner for this. But little detailed stuff like the fans painted a different color than, say, the pulley, and the radiator's detailed. It's got the Harrison sticker on it saying that it's a Harrison radiator, the Harrison overflow tank right there. So all this little stuff isn't black spray bombed. You know, the steering box is gray where the inner fender liners are black. So that's the kind of stuff I look for. Little stuff like the AC fitting right here. Tower clamps on that. Just little stuff that makes for a little bit nicer car. And the truth of the matter is, guys, you may not even care. And I agree. Sometimes I don't care. But I guess what I'm getting at is, if you get a matching numbers car and it has some nice stuff as well, and it's restored beautifully and it drives well, what's not to like? Why not get it for no extra cost? Okay, so check this out. As soon as I figure out how to open this, okay? Got a nice dark blue soft top. All right, nice dark blue soft top back here. This has all been detailed. All right, I love this color interior, man. It just looks so great, especially with white. I love a white car, the blue interior or red. You get tired of looking at white with black all the time. All right, okay. So come on in here. So this is where you're going to spend most of your time. So how do I fit? How will I feel? How will things work for me? Well, I'm 6'1", okay? I just wanted you to see, this car was designed for a 6-foot person all day long. First off, the steering wheel is nice and far away. I got plenty of room in case I decide to put on a little weight. And then little stuff that we don't ask about, like the clock. Okay, all Corvettes came with a clock, right? But this one's working. So what is it working? Well, it probably wasn't working, you know, a year after the car was new. And here it is working. That gives you an idea of the level of the restoration. This car is showing 7,560 miles on it. We believe that's the mileage since the car was fully restored, okay? And I think that you'll find that by looking it over and driving it, you will agree with me as well. Has the AM/FM radio, so it has both, all right? Has a console in blue to match. It's got the stock shifter, not an upgraded shifter. You know, they don't make these shifters anymore, so you have to have this one rebuilt and restored. The dash has all been restored and has full gauges as well. The stainless and wood style wheel looks great. The motors for the headlights, open like they're supposed to and close. It has heat, it has wipers, it has some modern conveniences that you could take this car on a weekend getaway or go to dinner or something like that, and it is an awesome piece of fun. It sounds different, it feels different than your daily driver, and you're gonna have a great time seeing this thing go down the road. So, I don't know, I just throw that out there. The one thing that we do for a lot of people is we install an AM, FM, CD, iPod digital sound system, but what we do is we hide it. So we can either put it inside here, inside the glove box, right? And you can operate it via remote, or we can put it behind the seat there, and then we'll hide the speakers around, okay? And you can operate it actually from your smartphone. So this way you kind of leave the dash all stock, but you get your tunes, and you can stream music to it and all kinds of stuff. So anyway, this is actually incorrect. I don't know why I didn't plug these in before, but this is really the way this is supposed to be. I'm sorry I didn't do that. That says that was poor planning on my part. But the one thing I wanted to show you was, first off, it has blue belts. Secondly, they're the correct way. All right, if you decide to take up smoking, brand new ashtray, never been smoked in, at least not in this ashtray, but it smells great in this car anyway, so I don't know. I get excited about it because I love the blue, and I love the blue Stinger, but again, like I said, if you don't love the hood, we can certainly put the stock hood back on, but this is investment grade, meaning that it's matching numbers, the right colors, restored, all this stuff has been done, and more importantly, it just sounds fabulous when you start it, so let me do that for you. So let's close up the video on this car. Listen, a big part of the restoration is the underside of the car. You're not going to see it. You're not going to spend time there. It's not really important to you, but it is important to you. And the reason it's important to you is that determines the ride, the rattles, and all that stuff, all that's engineered out of this car. Because it was a frame-off restoration, because it was done properly, it's just a really, really nice car. Not to mention, The big 4-barrel and aluminum intake getting you to 350 horsepower. 4-speed as well. Independent rear suspension. 4-wheel disc brakes. Power steering. Side pipes. Knockoff wheels. Run down the list of things on here, man. I'm telling you, there's probably 20 freaking options on here, from the Wunderbar radio to all that stuff, that makes a big difference between this car and some of the other cars you're looking at. Not to mention, we checked the front end for damage, and it feels really nice inside there. All the stuff like the headlights work, the clock was even working, the turn signal. And you say, well, what's the big deal about that? I expect that to work. Yeah, no kidding, but you don't get that everywhere. You go to an auction, not all that stuff works because you forget to check it, and they're not designed to do all that. All they are is a broker for the car. You run the cars at the auction, you pay your 10% fee, you pay for the shipping, you pay for it to get it back home, you pay to do all the work. We include that all in the price. That's why so many people buy here than they do at the auction, because it's a much better value. Anyway, if you can find a way to get a really, really awesome car that you can go for a great weekend, go for a cruise, drive it to work, man, all this good stuff, here it is right here. Call us 301-816-1000. We'll tell you all about it.